This Coast to Coast Entertainment Network program is brought to you by Beside Me Bracelets. Our bracelets are handmade for any occasion. Use the promo code Coast to Coast for 15% off. Visit their website at besideme.com. Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry. With 24-hour shopping available, use the code 160920 and show her some love, like she showed us. Reaper Apparel Company, a commitment to live your most authentic way every single day. Visit reaperapparelco.com for more information and a look at all of their apparel offerings. And by Good Day Embroidery, your local source for custom embroidery, screen printing, and more. Log on to gooddayembroidery.com for more information.
Hello and welcome everybody to another episode of Entertainment Hour here on the Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. Wow, that was terrible. Anyway, I am Dragon Viper, and alongside my co-host here, Crispy Bacon. How you doing, Chris?
I am doing good. Glad to be back, and I think everybody's gonna have we're gonna have a fun show.
Yep, we are. Been very, very busy today. I know we usually do this on Fridays, but, with the way, life just happens and people get busy. So, that's why we're doing it tonight. Although I'm starting to think maybe Saturdays would be a good night. But we'll, like we said, we'll discuss about it later and figure that out. But speaking of other shows, Chris, can you mention some other shows that are on this network?
Yeah, so we had On Deck earlier tonight. That's usually on Saturday. You also have C2C at night on Mondays, C2C Rankum on Tuesdays, Entertainment Hour sometimes between Friday and Saturday, and then Big B's show with the St. Paul Saints head coach, or St. Paul Bears head coach, as they're getting ready for their arena football season. Usually on Tuesdays or Wednesdays they do that, and that's pretty much it.
All right, thank you for that. I do have a question.
Sure.
Did you mention that Sportsman was on Saturdays as well?
No.
Or is that a different night?
Usually a different night. I think it's usually Wednesdays, but we haven't had that in a while. But.
Okay, because my thought was, maybe it would be a little difficult doing this on a Saturday on a normal basis because of the fact that Sportsman. But if Sportsman is on Saturdays, maybe it'll be a little easier. But we'll figure it out. Like I said, later down the road.
Right.
All right. Anyways, moving on. So we got some news. We're going to talk about Chris Brown for a minute. Now, people know Chris Brown in the, R&B kind of pop, music genre. And if you've heard his name before, if other people recognize his name in the past, it's because of the fact that he abused his girlfriend at the time, Rihanna, who is also a singer, but and ended up getting in trouble for that. Well, he's back in the news. His attitude got the best of him again. This time he was charged with grievous bodily harm and arrested in the UK. Supposedly back in 2023, while he was in the UK, I guess he ended up smashing a tequila bottle over a music producer's head. So, a few songs I do like from him. I'll admit that, but I think he's kind of a not the greatest human being, especially when he goes and assaults a woman, and then later in the years decides to smash a bottle over somebody else's head. I don't. It didn't exactly say the full story of what happened or why he did it, but it did announce that he was arrested the other day for it. So that should be interesting how they're going to end up coming up with that. One thing I did not write down, but I did happen to see. I don't know if you've seen pictures of this, Chris, but P. Diddy or Sean, let's just call him Sean Combs because that's really what his name is.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you've seen pictures of him lately, but he is looking like he's getting old. Jail is not doing, prison is not doing well for him.
I have not.
He's actually starting to get gray hair, and he's starting to look a little old there. Maybe a little bit older than what his age really is. So I thought that was interesting, trying to bring that up, or I thought I'd bring that up because that was interesting. But yeah, prison's definitely not doing well for him. Which, I mean, granted, it wouldn't do well for anybody, but you have a big celebrity, who's a multi-billion, millionaire, billionaire, looking a little on the old side, even though his age really isn't. And then we have another news story, and my mom commented and said, "Hi guys, hi mom, how's it going? Hope you're having a good day." We have another one. I did notice that. So I don't know if you watch the Survivor shows. I never did, but I've heard about them. Well, there was a episode of Survivor Nicaragua.
Jane?
Yeah, Jane Bright. She
Yeah.
ended up passing away at 71. When I got this information yesterday, it was unknown of how she passed away. I mean, kind of 71, you would think kind of, natural causes, but it's still, kind of questionable at that point.
Yeah.
But
I've seen. Go ahead. Sorry.
She did end up passing away. And then the other news story I did have was, now I don't know if you know who this is. I barely know who this is. My mom knows who this is because she is a little older, and she but Smokey Robinson. Yeah, I've heard of him. I think I've heard one of his songs or something like that from the 60s and 70s. Anyway, he is currently under investigation after multiple women have come forward and is alleging that he sexually assaulted and imprisoned them and used violence on them, against them. I don't know the guy well. I don't know if the guy really is that kind of person because, going back, a couple of years, you have with WWE Vince McMahon, who, women finally started coming out saying that, he did all this and that, and he paid them money to keep quiet. And now the women back then were coming out. Then they did it with, other celebrities throughout the years, and now it's Smokey Robinson. So I don't know what kind of person he is because I barely even know him. So I mean I would have to say that hopefully that they're telling the truth, because that would be a terrible thing for false accusations. But anyway, his attorney, and here's why I'm saying I don't know if it's true or not, because his attorney is actually coming out saying that the allegations are false. So even when with his attorneys are coming out going, hey, it's false. He really isn't doing what they're alleging that he's doing. So I mean, I don't know. Like I said, I don't know who the guy is. Um, so I guess maybe we'll see what happens down the road with him. And then, like I said, he was a singer from the '60s and '70s. I mean, do you with these news stories that I mentioned, do you have anything to add to that or your thoughts on them?
On the Diddy one, I know things are happening there, but um, I haven't seen the pictures, but I'm sure it stresses anybody out out with court stuff and all that. Um, with the Survivor story with Jane, that kind of was surprising because I think of uh, last year she was on a podcast recapping Survivor. I'm still a huge fan of it, and um, that one was kind of surprising. I'm sure they'll talk about it at some point. Um, do a little tribute thing at the end of the episode, but that was kind of surprising, and it's not good to see anybody pass, but
Yeah, I mean, I totally agree with that. All right. And then I mean, and so that's all the news I have for tonight. And if anybody wants to know more news, I do go and look at websites like TMZ.
I do
Typically,
too.
yeah,
Yeah.
TMZ is a real good source for news. I know my mom's watching, and she keeps looking on Facebook about this celebrity passing away, this celebrity passing away. I don't know how many times I've seen like John Cena passed away, The Rock passed away, things like that. But TMZ is actually a really good news source to see if those things are correct because they will mention if it's true or not. So,
Oh yeah.
um, but yeah, TMZ is typically where I get the news sources from when reading the news on here. All right, we're gonna go ahead and move on to where are they now? Um, I wrote down the TV show Sabrina the Teenage Witch. You know, big popular TV show back in the '90s, early 2000s when she goes to when Sabrina goes to college, and so hold on a sec. Go now.
No, I remember watching it. I guess a few Sabrina's off and on, like the shows and stuff. I can't remember all of them. I've done, but or I've seen.
Yeah, I really like that show too. And growing up, I believe it was on one of the TGIF shows back, in the '90s on Fridays. I believe that, yeah, I believe that was on there. But they still have reruns. In fact, there were guest stars on there. I mean, you have Kevin Nash at one point on there, doing a comedy thing there.
Mhm.
And then as she's growing up, 16 years old, she finds out she's a witch, and then she grows up, you know, getting used to her powers more and more. But anyway, so where are they now? I wrote a few, people down on here. Um, let's see. And so we start off with Melissa Joan Hart, um, who was Sabrina. She's still acting to this day and producing. She goes to conventions to meet her fans, which any celebrity that does that, it's great for them because it shows that they're not jerks. That they feel that the fans are what gets them to, where they are now. So it's good to know that Melissa Joan Hart is one of those that goes to conventions to meet her fans, to, um, you know, um, get, get to meet them, I guess.
Mhm.
I mean, I'm sure most of the conventions are going to cost a lot to do that, but because I've never been to one, but at least she's one of those celebrities that does go out and understand that the fans are why she is how she is, who she is and why she's famous. Um, she's also an ambassador for World Vision and involved with an organization since 2019 for helping children in Zambia or Zambia,
Zambia.
however you pronounce it. The other thing about her is she's also heavily involved in community events.
Mm.
There was a school shooting in Nashville. I don't remember. I think it was within the past couple of years. She actually ended up helping the kids escape from that school shooting. So because she lives in Nashville with her husband, and I guess when she had heard that it was happening, she
Mhm.
rushed down to Nashville or to the school and helped them out. So I mean, she's real big on advocacy and helping and all that. So you know, good for her. I'm happy to hear that. Um, and then we have Nick Bakay, who is Salem the Cat. I like the cat. I think the
Mhm.
cat is one of my favorites from the show because
Mhm.
he does have his moments where he's funny and everything else. So, but Nick Bakay, he's still acting. Him and Caroline Ray, which was Aunt Hilda. Here's an interesting fact. So with Caroline Ray, um, I live over here, near Coos Bay, North Bend, which is on the coast. Now, Chris, I don't know if you know this or not because I don't know if Ace and J Mac have mentioned about it, but there is a casino over here called the Mill Casino. And at the time, I was gambling a lot, so I ended up getting a free ticket to go see Caroline Ray's stand up comedy. So I literally was able to meet her. She did her stand up comedy, and then afterwards she signed my ticket um, from the show.
Oh, that's
So
cool.
I actually got to meet Caroline Ray. I mean, it took the fact that I gambled a lot, but I still was able to meet her. So I thought that was pretty cool. She signed the ticket, and it's somewhere amongst my thousands of things around the house. But I do have it. So I thought that was pretty interesting to, share. So she still is on the road doing her stand up stuff. She's also acting on TV and movies. Um, and then we go to Beth Broderick, who was Aunt Zelda. She's still acting to this day. She's also modeling, which not to be mean to her or anything, but I don't see her modeling. Yeah, that is kind of mean, but I honestly don't see her modeling, but I guess she is. She also writes columns which are involved in organizations that assist those with things like AIDS and homeless women. And she is also a big time known chef. So, um, and then Nate Richard, the last person I've got, who it was Harvey Kinkle, which was Sabrina's love interest for 90% of this, show. Um, anyway, yeah, he's to this day still acting as well. So, um, I mean, that's pretty much all I have for where are they now? Um, and then I did do a couple. I did come up with a few facts for that show. under entertainment facts. One of them was the fact that I guess so. I guess an episode of Sabrina had a movie plot or pilot. I guess the pilot, and the pilot actually included Ryan Reynolds, and he's a young
Oh
Ryan
wow.
Reynolds too. So,
Hmm.
yeah, actually, it was in 1996. Um, yeah, it was around 96 that they end up doing that, and um, yeah, so I thought that was kind of interesting that they included, um, Ryan Reynolds with it. Um,
Yeah.
and then another fact was that there was a cartoon spin-off, which not a lot of people know about that, or they've completely forgotten about it. I didn't care for it much. I tried watching it. It's actually a cartoon, or yeah, duh, I just said it. But I tried watching it, and I couldn't get into it because it wasn't the actual show, and so I kind of quit watching it. And then some people may have forgotten that Britney Spears did have a cameo in it. I don't know if you watched that episode, and I still remember the episode to this day. Um, she ends up going to stay with her dad in Paris, and then she got bored and ended up, bringing Britney Spears to talk with her, um, and which made it to where Melissa Joan Hart ended up on one of Britney Spears' songs, "Crazy." So, I mean, they must have had some kind of deal where it can you can be on the show and they'll be on your video or whatever. But yeah, so Britney Spears actually did make a cameo, which, like I said, even Kevin Nash made a cameo of it. Um,
Oh
uh,
really?
yeah, yeah, he was. I can't remember what exactly, but he was trying to be funny and some big ogre type person that Sabrina didn't want to deal with or something. But he was in there and it was pretty funny. Um, and then he was the giant on there, and so yeah, he he had a funny part in it, and it was at the very beginning of an episode. Um, yeah. And
Huh.
that's when he had long brown hair. That just shows how old the show is, from the '90s. It's when he still had that long brown hair when he was Diesel in WWF. So yeah, I thought that was pretty funny. And then another fact I have is that Sarah Michelle Gellar was actually supposed to take that role as Sabrina,
Oh really?
because of the fact that they're almost pretty much the same show.
Hmm.
Um, which two girls inherit powers and things like that, um, when they're teenagers. But yeah, I think it was the fact that Sarah Michelle Gellar was, let's see, Sarah Michelle Gellar ended up being more on the show for Buffy the Vampire Slayer and decided to stay on there. So they ended up having Melissa Joan Hart do it. So, but no, it almost ended up being Michelle Gellar, or Sarah Michelle Gellar. And then, of course, bringing up celebrities that were on there, Penn and Teller, which I don't know if you know who they are, because I don't know
The
how much.
magicians.
Yeah, they're magicians from Vegas. Um,
Yeah.
they were even on it.
Hmm.
So I mean, you had different. Even Bryan Cranston was on there. Um, So, I mean, you had a lot of different celebrity guests on there, which, helped and it was fun. Even, wrestlers were on there. You had, what was it?
You said
Uh,
Kevin Nash.
yeah, you had Kevin Nash on there, but there was a wrestling episode, actual wrestling episode, where Billy Gunn and China were on, or two different episodes, but Billy Gunn was on one and China was in one too. So you had three different wrestling personas on that show, which I thought was funny too. Um, so anyway, and that's pretty much all that I have for facts at this point. Um, so we're going to go ahead and move on to open questions. I don't know if you have any questions for me or questions to throw out there. I couldn't come up with anything this week for a question for you guys. So that's why I was kind of hoping maybe you could come up with a question.
Question for. Sorry, I stepped away for 1 second. Question for.
Oh, for to throw out there for me to answer, or for a question for both of us to answer, just an open question. Um, if you had one.
Okay, who would you like if they're still running it? Um, which celebrity would you like them to have on that hasn't been on?
What was that? I'm sorry. What was that?
If they're still continuing Sabrina, which celebrity would you like to get? Would you like them to guest star if, that they haven't had?
Whew, that's a good question, honestly. Wow, that's really tough. Because I mean, you have celebrities that I really that I would have liked to see on there, like have a current Ryan Reynolds on there, or I wouldn't mind having I mean, I don't know, another wrestler on there like Randy Orton, or I mean, I could just make a whole list of who I would have liked to see on Sabrina, if especially if it was on now. I mean, I could see um, Sabrina having a different love interest now than what it ended the show with. Um, I mean, kind of like ending up with, oh, I don't know, uh, Alec Baldwin, or well, no, that he's too old for her, but you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't mind seeing different other celebrities on current celebrities be on there if it was still on.
Yeah.
What would your answer be?
Um. That I don't know.
See, that's tough.
It is tough. That I don't know. Hmm.
I mean,
Good
yeah,
question. That's a good question. Even I don't even know.
yeah, and you're the
Yeah, I
one
have
that
to come back
asked
to. I know
it.
that's crazy. What do you guys think? Because I don't know. It's even a tough question even for me.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really funny. All right, and then you know, so I guess we'll just go ahead and move on to celebrity birthdays. Um, so I mean, we're starting off with yesterday because yesterday was Friday and we're doing the show tonight. Anyway, um, so we're starting off with everybody knows her. She is the sister of the great so-called, arguably king of pop, um, Michael Jackson. We're talking about Janet Jackson.
70?
Wow.
I don't know.
Did you just say
I
7?
don't know.
Chris. She's like one of the youngest of the Jackson, siblings. That is funny. Although I think that is funny. And Mom says Elizabeth Montgomery from Bewitched. I think that's where she would have liked to see Sabrina if it was still going. And Mom said 62. Well, I'm going to safely say that Mom is closer than you were. No, 59.
Oh, okay.
You do know who Janet Jackson is, right?
Yes, I do. I do.
Okay, just
Sorry.
checking. And then next we have actress Megan Fox. I think she's with I think she's with Machine Gun Kelly.
Really?
Yeah, I think that I read something about her dating Machine Gun Kelly, MGK.
Wow.
But yeah,
Learn something new every day.
Yeah.
I don't know now.
Please don't say an age over what Mom said because she is way off. Mom said 48.
I'm gonna go 39.
Hey, you're right on.
Okay.
And James isn't even here to help you with that. So yeah, 39 years old. And then there is this Roblox star. I don't know if you know Roblox.
I've heard the game, but
yeah. But anyway, it's my fiance's daughter's favorite, and my daughter. I said my daughter too. But anyway, this person's name is I Am Santa.
never heard of that one.
It's her favorite, so that's why it was written down.
I don't know. Yeah.
Mom put a question mark.
That's kind of how I'm thinking too. 40? I don't know. In 30s? I really
I
don't
probably would guess like 30 or 40 also. So
Okay.
no, 27.
Oh.
So I'm older than this person. No, everybody knows this guy.
Well, I don't. No.
If you don't, you live under a rock, and the same with the next guy too. Pierce Brosnan.
I've heard the name.
Really?
I've heard the name.
Pierce Brosnan is like one of the greatest actors ever out there, and on top of that, he was also on Mamma Mia.
Uh-huh. No, I've heard the name. I couldn't think of where, but I've heard.
Mamma Mia, Dante's Peak, and he also played. He was one of the James Bond actors. Mom says 73.
I'm gonna say 70.
Mom's closer, actually 72. And then we have Danny Trejo. Trejo. Yeah, actor Danny Trejo, who plays on Machete. He's played on, I'm spacing, but Machete was a big one that he was on. He's a Mexican actor. that has a scar on the side of his face. Older guy.
65.
You know, he'd like you for that one. Mom says 78. She's closer. Actually, 81.
How old?
81.
Oh, wow.
Which he looks really good for being 81. I'm going to tell you that. Really good for 81. And then we have an actress named Melanie Linsky. Melanie Linsky. I don't remember who that is.
I don't either. um,
She was on 2.5 Men. She was the crazy girl. She was on Coyote Ugly. Ever After. She was on Young Sheldon.
I'm going to say 50.
50. Nah, I can't even talk. 50.
Yeah.
Actually, she is 48.
Oh, that's close.
So, and then we have Tori Spelling. Well, everybody knows who Tori Spelling is. Come on.
Yes. But the question is, right? Am
Okay.
I close to the age?
What was her dad's name?
I
Man,
can't think of the name either.
my
I know
brain
who
is
you're talking about.
my brain is not. Oh, Aaron Spelling. That's right.
Uh-huh.
Aaron Spelling's daughter, Tori Spelling.
Um, 68. I really don't know.
Ouch! No.
I don't know.
Mom was closer at 48. No,
Uh-huh.
she turned 52.
Huh.
And then we have, and I don't remember if you said that you have seen this or not, but Bones.
I've seen a few episodes of Bones.
David, and he was also on Angel, if you've seen Angel, but David Boreanaz. Boreanaz, yeah.
58.
Oh, you're close. Anyway. No, actually, I don't know why I said close. I was actually, Mom said question mark. No, actually, I said it was close, but it's actually 56 that he's turning. So,
I was 2 off.
yeah, so you were
2-4.
close.
I'll take it.
Wow. So I just found out that Aaron Spelling was reportedly worth $600 million, and that fortune was left to his wife Candy, and gave his kid $800,000 each.
Dang.
What would it be like to be worth all that money?
Yeah.
Maybe a question for next time. Then an actor named Joseph Morgan. I don't even know who that is.
I don't either.
And I'm probably going to see another question mark from Mom. Joseph,
70?
no. Joseph Morgan was on the Vampire Diaries and the spin-off The Originals. I've never seen it. Yep. I knew it. Mom put question mark.
I was around.
What age? You said
70.
70? Ouch. No, 44.
Sorry. How old?
That would have been probably a far-fetched guess like I would have had too if I didn't have the information. Then we
Now she's
have
on 48.
48. Yeah, well,
Yep.
then she becomes close. But yeah, 44. Then we have Henry
Hey,
Fonda.
James. Hold on.
Hey, James.
Hey, I'm having so many issues with this. I finally got on. Hopefully, you can hear me.
Yep. There you go.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Good, good, good.
We're doing birthdays right now.
Oh, perfect time. Perfect time.
You've been good.
Then we have Henry Fonda, who was born
Wow.
in 1905 and died in 1982. He's a big name because of Bridget, so that's why that was written down.
Jane Fonda.
I mean, Jane, sorry, not Bridget.
1905. So he's like what? 120.
You're close.
107.
No, so
121.
no, actually, you're right on the head with 120.
Yeah, because 05. Because,
No,
dude, everything is 20 years ago in 05, and everything I loved. And it's like, I put the number, but that is 100. That's crazy.
And then we have another celebrity who is Mare Winningham. It's an actress.
Don't know.
I have no idea.
Mm-mm.
So let's see. Trying to figure out. Sorry, trying to figure out what she actually did. St. Elmo's Fire.
Oh, okay. I've never seen it, but it's all part of those 80s movies.
Turner and Hooch.
I've seen that
Oh,
one.
okay, the blonde lady. Yeah.
So anyway, yeah. So Mare Winningham.
62.
63.
Chris was closer. Actually, if Mom said 68, she was even closer. For her, 66.
Wow.
And then the next person that's written down, we actually talked about her last week with Growing Pains. Tracy Gold. So if you guys paid attention and if you remember, I think I mentioned her age last week. She was the sister.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna say 57.
56.
Chris got it.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Chris nailed it on the head. 56 years old. Mom was close to it, 54. And then that's all for today. And then we have some for, or yesterday. We have some for today, too. We have, God rest his soul, Bob Saget.
Oh, wow.
And if
Oh,
nobody
wow.
knows who that is, then I am sorry for you.
What I never really knew was his stand up was so raunchy.
Oh, yeah.
And you only knew him from Full House, and you only knew him from America's Funniest Home Videos. And it was
I was
weird.
going to say, wait, not.
I was watching the Angels play, and they were making so many bad plays on defense, and that theme song came to my head.
Yep.
I was just humming it because of all the bloopers they were doing.
But born 1956, died in 2022. I can't believe it's already been 3 years.
Wow, jeez.
Yeah.
You know, one other fact about him. When the movie Ted came out, he was the narrator.
Yeah,
What?
okay, I could hear that.
I didn't know that.
For the red, white, and blue.
Oh, anyway.
Funny things you do.
So how old do you think he'd be today?
Go ahead, Chris. I'm trying to figure it out myself.
Okay. I would do the same thing.
We got that.
57.
Hmm. 61.
Actually, oh, did you answer yet, Chris?
I said 57.
Mom actually hit it on the head with 69.
Oh, I got it wrong. I didn't add like 9 or 10 years.
So,
Duh.
yeah, he would have been 69 today.
Oh yeah, that's more.
Then we have Candy Burris. She wrote the songs "No Scrubs" and "Bills, Bills, Bills" for Destiny, or "No Scrubs" for TLC, "Bills, Bills, Bills" for Destiny Child, and she's also an R&B singer.
Wow, I've never heard of her, but she wrote our childhood bangers.
Childhood, I was a teenager.
Well, I
And
don't.
she also worked with Pink.
Oh, I know exactly who the hell you're talking about. I think she was the one who sung in Four Non Blondes. I think she's the lead
No clue.
singer. It's like, hey, what's going on?
I know the song.
And I say, hey, hey, hey. Wow. She gets more credit. She should get more credit then. She's probably, oh. All those 90s people are getting older.
Yeah, Mom did a question mark, of course.
Kidding.
60, I'll say.
59.
Wow, guys.
57.
No, actually,
I think-
49.
Really? Okay, I don't. Then it's the wrong one I'm thinking of then. Never mind.
And then everybody should know Taj Mowry.
Oh, yeah.
Tamara's younger brother.
Smart guy.
Yep, from Smart Guy, from Sister Sister, and yeah.
Oh my god. All those songs. All those theme songs. Oh my god, dude.
And Candy Burris is from Escape.
I know a couple of their songs. Oh god, he's
So yeah, Taj Mowry.
gotta be. Dude had to be like 9 or 10 when he was doing the smart guy stuff back in like 96, 97. So he's probably 41 now.
45.
Actually, James was closer with 39.
Okay,
He's 39 today.
I can see that.
And then we have Bill Paxton. People know him from
What was that space movie he did?
that movie, from Twister, from
Twister.
but born 1955 to 2017. So how old would he be today?
That was a shocker too. When he died.
Yeah, it was a shocker because of the fact that I didn't expect him to pass away, especially with how good of an actor he was.
Mm-hmm. You said when was he born? 55?
He was born, 55 to 2017.
Well, he would be 70.
Uh, 73.
Actually, Mom and James were right on the head with 70.
Yeah, it's even right there.
Yeah.
Huh.
Then, moving on to Mr. Quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons, Matt Ryan.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say he retired and now he's on CBS. He does a great job on CBS.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn, has he turned 40? I don't think he's turned 40 yet. I'm gonna say 39.
38.
Actually, James, you would have got it right if you had stuck with your gut instinct instead. Actually, he just turned 40.
Really?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, not yet, but I love
So
him.
you would have been right if you had just stuck with that.
Yeah.
And then we have Craig Ferguson, the Late Show
Wow.
host.
I didn't
He
start
was done
watching
for
his
me.
late show until like later on, and then I think he left it or something. It was just the weird. It was weird timing by me.
Yeah, he
And
went
I
to the
started
UK,
to.
and I think he's
Oh, okay, he's doing comedy over there.
I never watched him, so I
Yeah.
don't know. I was more of a Leno,
he
watching Leno. So
Well, it was
he had the
funny.
skeleton guy, right?
Yeah, as
Okay.
his like sidekick. But he
Mhm.
was cool because like he did interviews so smooth. He made like the women like comfortable, but he could joke around too. It was like that's something you don't like teach or something. I don't know what it is, but
stat. Oh,
dude's gotta be like
I'm
I
gonna
don't
say
want to put him
66.
in I don't want to put him in the 60s. He was so cool. But as time goes on, it's like you have to. I'm gonna say 59. I'm gonna go around the edge.
Uh, I don't know. I mean, he was good, so I'm gonna say he's. What would you? I'm gonna say 66.
I say 59.
he actually turned 63.
Ah, right in the middle. Damn it.
So, and then we have the late Dennis Hopper, 1936 to 2010.
Wow.
He was one of the ones that played on the older 90s Super Mario Brothers movie.
I just know him from Hoosiers.
As King Koopa. Yeah.
That's bad. I don't know him from anybody else. But I've seen his face, but I don't know him from anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay. He died. Damn, already in 2010?
Yeah, he's been gone 15 years already.
He would have been, I'll say 76.
78.
Actually, he would have been 89.
He looks older. Yeah, I should have got that.
Mom said 90, but yeah, I believe it's 89. And then we have rock singer Michael David Rosenberg.
I don't even know who that is.
Me either.
From the group The Passenger.
Wow, that's a
Or Passenger.
yeah. They had that song last decade called "Let Her Go." I think it was like 2014 or 15. They're probably like British or something. So I'll say he's 38.
36.
Actually, he turned 41. So close.
Somewhere.
And then you have like I can't describe really what her genre of music is, but Enya. I think it's kind of they're claiming it's classical.
Man, I have just like
Some kind of Celtic music.
Yeah. I just have like the hardest time hearing her song called Only Time because it's right around 9/11, so it's like, ugh, it sucks. But I didn't even know who she was until then. So I don't even know, probably like 48, I'll say.
Actually, no,
42.
I'm waiting for Chris.
42.
Okay, she would really like all y'all right now.
54.
She's 64.
Whoa.
So she'd like all three of you right now.
The way her voice sounded back in 2001, I thought it was young. Like
Yeah,
kind
I
of
know.
young, but obviously not.
I actually heard her in the around 2000, early 2000s, because
Mm-hmm.
I have a math teacher who would always try and play classical music, and she was one of the ones that he actually would play. So that's how I knew her.
There's some good ones out there.
And then we have Rochelle Ites, who
Uh,
was the White Chicks actress. I believe Sean Wayans' brother or Sean Wayans' wife on the movie. I think it's Sean.
huh? Okay.
James like who?
So wait, it's an actual woman.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Rochelle
That played
from
in.
White Chicks.
Okay, so that's gotta. She's married 25, 26, 27 at the time in 2004. So if I add that up, it'll probably be.
Oh, that's right. She was a reporter, Denise Porter, the one that I think Marlon was the other
Okay.
Terrell towards her.
I remember that video. Or that part, I mean.
Yeah.
That's right. I remember that. Because they go to the house and the dog, the dog doesn't recognize him and blah, blah, blah. I'll just say 51. I have no idea.
52.
Actually, James is close. 49. She's younger than I thought she was. Especially when White Chicks came out,
It's the makeup.
It has to be. And then we have Sasha Alexander. For anybody who watched NCIS in the early seasons, she was Caitlin Todd.
Caitlin Todd.
I
Before
vaguely remember.
Ziva showed up on the show, she was killed within the first couple seasons.
Ouch.
Her name, what was her first name?
Sasha.
Sasha Alexander.
Yeah, I can't even talk. Sasha Alexander, and she played Caitlin Todd on the first couple of seasons of NCIS.
Jeez. 57.
55.
Chris was closer, actually, 52. And then
$1, Bob.
And then we have Mr. I don't remember if he's still quarterback or not, but Mr. Quarterback who replaced Tom Brady on the Patriots, Matt Castle.
Oh, no, I think he's out. I thought you were going to say Drew Bledsoe. I was like, wait, what?
No, he replaced him in 2008 because of the Brady injury.
Yeah.
No, I thought it was a suspension. Oh, yeah, he was injured. Yeah.
Yeah, Bernard Pollard of the Chiefs hit him low in week 1 or whatever it was.
Yep.
God, he's got to be. He retired a while back now. He's probably 40. I'll say 48.
I'm going to say 49.
Actually, 43.
I aged him too much.
I'm surprised you guys didn't know.
I aged him way too much. Whoops.
And then we have, which Chris would know, but James won't. Nancy Benoit, Chris Benoit's wife.
No idea.
Born 1964, passed away in 2007. Was in ECW and WCW. Everybody knows the story.
ECW.
But
There
people
you
know
go.
the story about Chris Benoit. And what happened.
You've heard the story, James?
No. Send
Really?
it to me if you can,
We'll tell
Chris.
you
Send it
after.
to me. Send it to me.
I will.
If there's a article or something.
Yeah, there is. There's several. So yeah, Chris will send it to you. But anyway, Nancy Benoit, how old was she?
64, so
I'll say
60, 61.
60.
Actually, Mom and James got it. 61.
I kind of figured that when you was doing the math.
Do the math, yeah.
And then the last thing I have for birthdays is Lori Fullington, which I don't even know who that is. She's from ECW. She went by the name Peaches.
Right, who? We cut out, right?
That sounds like another form of work. Another nickname. Somewhere else.
Yeah.
Keep it at that. 43.
44.
Nope, both are wrong. 58.
Oh, God.
So,
I've never heard of her and the nickname.
so we're going to backtrack for a second on
Go ahead.
for the show, real quick. James, I covered about open questions for anybody to ask. Chris had a question, and I wanted to know what your answer was, and I wanted to see if you had a question.
An open question for co-hosts or co-hosts?
Yeah, so
Okay.
Chris had a question, and I want to see what your answer would be, and then you can go ahead and ask.
Go ahead,
So
Chris.
we were talking about Sabrina the Teenage Witch or the series or whatever. Who would you like to see if it was still going on? Who would you like to see, celebrity wise or whoever, guest star? That hasn't been guest starred before.
Well, I've never seen the show, but I think around that time, it'd either be like Kobe Bryant or Usher because they were young. And maybe they did already or did back then, but I think that'd be like a cool fit because she goes to high school, I think, right? In that show, I can't remember. All I know there's a there's a black cat that talks, and then Martin Mull is in that or something.
Yeah,
Caroline Ray is in that. So I've only seen smidgets of it, but I think those two would have worked well in that time.
Yeah, I think that would work too. Maybe I can't on one of them, Eminem or something.
We're talking about if Sabrina was on now, who would you?
Oh, now, hey. It'd probably be like Billie Eilish to come and like sing at their school or something.
Yeah, that could work.
I don't know.
That wouldn't be bad.
All right, your question, James.
Do I do both of you? Pause. Do I ask both of you a question?
Yeah. But you
okay.
just ask the question and then we'll both answer.
Keep it like this. Ooh. My God, it would have to be something entertainment. I know. And some we haven't asked before. Because I've done like, oh yeah, if you can name 4 people to do your like a concert, who would it be? But I did that like 2 years ago. I'll say for Chris, if what's something you would like though? Oh, I'll let both of you the same question. Okay. If both No, for both of you. I'm sorry. So if whoever your favorite wrestler is, or pick one, who'd be good to be a dad on a like Full House type of a sitcom, where they have to be like a dad and loving and all that?
and it's a comedy, right?
Yeah, like a sitcom. Yeah, there's laughter. There's like real life situation. You know, like a Full House would be, or Family
Right.
Matters, where it does like you deal with teenagers and kids and wife and all that.
Well, they already have the Big Show, so
I don't know.
But
Was that a reality show though?
no,
No,
it's a
it's a
comedy
sitcom.
Really? I've never heard of it. Wow.
on Netflix, I believe.
Okay. Well, maybe that's it.
I would like to see if they had another one just for comedy relief. Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes.
Wow.
Because I see his Instagrams, and he's like out there on the farm with the two cats, and like they're just chilling or whatever. But you never really get to see like the family life or whatever, because probably everybody's older now. I don't know.
Even you ever saw his reality show? Can't remember what it was called.
I can't remember. No, I never did.
And of course, Mom says Roman Reigns.
Is that to do with like the long hair?
Yeah, he's the Rock's cousin in real life.
Okay, quick. Who's the guy on that YouTube video I saw where they're at this restaurant and he's like, "Oh, I don't pay for anything," and he like destroys the table or something like that? Is that Roman Reigns?
That was probably Brock Lesnar.
No, it was like a tannish brown person.
Probably Roman Reigns.
Yeah, because he was like, "Oh, I don't pay for anything. You know this."
So,
and then he
I think like one of the Fast and the Furious movies, he, and I could be wrong on the movie, he guest starred.
Let me look it up because I forget. But anyway, Dragon Viper. Who would you like? It would be the Bob Saget character, but for a wrestler.
I'd have to go with Randy Orton. I mean, he's a really good dad as it is behind the scenes, and what better? And he's funny, you know. So what better than Randy Orton?
Oh no, this isn't the guy. This isn't Roman Reigns. It was somebody from like the '90s. I was thinking of. I'll look it up right now. I'll look it up.
Rikishi?
No, it wasn't a Samoan dude.
So, all right, was that the only question you had, James?
Yeah, that's all I can muster up.
Okay. And then we're on our last topic.
Oh, Razor Ramon.
Razor Ramon.
Yeah, that's him.
But anyway, so we're on our last topic, 10 or less. For actors, we are going to talk about Robert De Niro.
Hey, yo.
So 10 or less, Robert De Niro. Go ahead, Chris.
Oh, okay. I have Raging Bull, Taxi Driver, The Godfather. It has part 2, but I will go part 1.
Part 2 is better than 1, by the way. I'm gonna say
Casino, The Irishman, Cape Fear, and Mean Streets.
Yeah, especially Cape Fear. I like Cape Fear.
Never seen that.
Go ahead, James.
This is tough. Wow. My first one is either Casino or Goodfellas. Or no. I'm sorry. See, this is tough because it's like Robert De Niro. He has a part in The Bronx Tale, but he is part of the movie. But he's not Chaz, right? So that's what makes it tough. But that's one of my favorite movies of all time. So yeah, I gotta go with The Bronx Tale first. I'll go with Goodfellas second. Casino 3. God, did I even see that? I didn't see anything after that, to be honest with you. Wow. There's so much I missed. The Fan would be fourth with Wesley Snipes. That one is crazy. Then no, I'm sorry. It'd be Goodfellas 1 and 2, then The Fan. And then I've never seen Taxi Driver. I think that's the only ones I've seen, to be honest with you. A lot of them I've never seen. I swear I was going to. Like, oh yeah. Analyze That. I've never seen. I've always wanted to. Meet the Fockers. I've never seen that. Yeah, that's all I got. Oh, wasn't he in an Adam Sandler movie? I can't remember what it was, but he had a little part in it. But I can't remember whatever it was though.
Yeah, I can't. I can't remember.
I'm
either.
off. Yeah.
But all right, and that's a good list too. Some of them that are on my list is like Dirty Grandpa. I thought he actually was funny in that one. And then oh man, I'm tired. I can't think. Also, there's What Just Happened. That was a good movie. Then we have the Meet the Parents trilogy. The Meet the Parents, Meet the Fockers. Lil Fockers as Jack Burns. I love him in those movies because just the way he acts in them. And then another good one of his was Analyze This, Casino. Bronx Tale was another good one, like you had said. And even Cape Fear. He was in Backdraft, so and I liked him in that. And then that's that's pretty much all I've got at this point. I mean, I haven't seen Taxi Driver or The Godfather, so I know a lot of people probably be like, Randy, how can you not watch The Godfather? Well, I just haven't. So
Maybe it's not your genre.
I don't know because I've never seen it.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's pretty much on my list. And then we're moving right along to actress Leslie Mann.
It's funny, like, I didn't even know who she was, and I saw her in a movie a while back.
Yeah. Go ahead, James.
Okay, so that movie was Big Daddy, and I was like, wait, that's the first time I ever seen her, but I didn't even know who she was. She was the what the little kid called the Hooters girl or something like that at the grocery store. I didn't even realize she was the girl in George of the Jungle with Brendan Fraser. I didn't even realize that was her. So that's number 2. Number 3, This Is 40. That was crazy, but I really, really enjoyed that movie. 5 was Vacation. She has a little part in that, but it was really, really good. After that, I didn't see anything, so it's all before that. I seen her in Funny People, but that was such a weird movie because all the funny people were like dramatized. Number 6 is that the 40-Year-Old Virgin. She has a good part in that. And then 7 is The Cable Guy. I don't remember her in that though. Maybe she was the main girl that was with Matthew Broderick at the time in that movie, I think. See, it's weird. It's like I know that face, but I have to go back to watch that movie. That's all I got.
Yeah, no, and she was that woman in there.
Yeah.
Okay, and then Christy Wilson says, "Hi guys." She says, I remember seeing her in the movie Knocked Up. Yeah, she was good in that.
That's the other one. I'm sorry. Yeah. So that'd be number 9. She's what's her name's friend or sister, and she's always had that, not snotty, but she's got the attitude. And fun fact, she's married to Judd Apatow, the director of all those movies.
Yep. I knew that one. All right, Chris.
So I got two. It's the 40-year-old version, and then I guess as a childhood favorite of this list was George of the Jungle.
Yeah. I mean, there's, James mentioned, some of the movies that I do like from her too. I mean, Vacation. I really, really like that one. Especially with Christina Applegate in it as
Yes.
the mom.
What does she have? She has some. I forget what disease she has, but she's living with it.
Multiple
That's sclerosis.
scoliosis or something.
Cirrhosis.
MS.
Yeah. That
Um,
sucks, man.
but she was funny in movies, and I like Funny People. She was in 17 again, and I liked it.
Oh, okay. I've never seen, but I've seen a clip about that
I
one.
don't really care for what's his face, Zach Efron. I did like the fact
Oh,
that Matthew Perry was in it, but I didn't care for Zach Efron. Never have. Um, but yeah, Leslie, yeah, she was in it, and I enjoyed her, being in that. Drobit Taylor, she was good in that. 40-year-old Virgin, another good one. Stealing Harvard, I thought she was good in that. Um, Big Daddy, I know that was mentioned, but between that and George of the Jungle, and then like it was already said, the Cable Guy. So, I mean, those were my favorites from her. Um, and then moving right along because we're over our time limit.
hmm.
The last one of 10 or less is choose your own band or singer and name your favorite 10 songs from them.
I got
So
mine if you want to.
go ahead, James.
Okay, so mine are the Supremes from the Motown era, the girl group. Diana Ross and the Supremes, I guess you could say. It was hard. It's hard putting like number one, but God, where do I start? Um, okay, number one would probably be. Oh man, My World is Empty Without You. Number two is You Keep Me Hanging On. Number three is Nothing But Heartaches. Number four is I'm Gonna Make You Love Me, and that's with the Temptations. Number five is Stop in the Name of Love. Number six is Reflections. Number seven is Back in My Arms Again. Number eight is Baby Love. Number nine is You Can't Hurry Love. And number 10 is either Come See About Me or Love Child. I'll probably go Love Child. So that's mine.
Okay, yeah, a lot of those I haven't heard. I mean, I've heard of them, and I heard a
I'm
few.
old.
Hey, I'm older, so.
I'm old. My taste is old.
Anyway, and go ahead, Chris.
So mine's on Queen, the band Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I got Who Wants to Live Forever. Another one, Bites the Dust. I'm sure that's probably one of many songs. That's very popular. Mm-hmm. I Want to Break Free. Killer Queen. Under Pressure. Don't Stop Me Now. We Will Rock You. And We Are the Champions. It kind of goes hand in hand, I guess. Somebody to Love. And Bohemian Rhapsody.
That's a good list. I really like Queen too. They're one of my favorite groups. Christy Wilson commented and said both her daughters are also actresses, and we're talking about Leslie Mann, which that I didn't know.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Christy also says I love the songs someday we'll be together and you keep me hanging on, which I'm assuming she talked about the Supremes.
And Diana Ross's daughter, Trace Atkins Ross, is still doing a bunch of stuff.
And then she says, Bohemian Rhapsody is my favorite Queen song. I really enjoy that song too. One of my top 5 Queen songs. And then my list, I went the other way. I went country. I went to the group Alabama. And some of their songs, because I think with Alabama I have close to about 40-50 songs that I like from them. So I'm not going to go on and on and on about all the songs, but that's why it's 10 or less. Born Country, Angels Among Us, Feel So Right, Love in the First Degree, 48-Hour Week. One of my favorite top 3 songs from Alabama is My Home's in Alabama. I mean, I'm not from Alabama, obviously, but I really love that song. And then, of course, Can't Keep a Good Man Down. I'm in a Hurry and Don't Know Why. Closer You Get, Christmas in Dixie. So, I mean, like I said, there's about 40-50 songs I can easily name that I enjoy with Alabama. I mean, I don't know if you guys know who Alabama is. I don't know if you guys
I'm trying to remember the one song I know of them.
But they are one of the greatest groups of all time. So, but that's pretty much my list.
That's Sweet Home Alabama. I'm just playing.
No,
I know.
no.
I know it's not. I know it's not.
Alabama. I should know a song.
I know that was Kid Rock. I know.
Kid Rock.
Sweet Home Alabama.
No, that's Oh God, who the hell is that? Okay, I don't know any song. No, Sweet Home Alabama. That's by
Leonard Skinner.
Yeah, I should know that. Okay. Jeez.
But anyway, so that's pretty much our list. We're way over our time here, so we're gonna go ahead and close this out. James, do you have anything left to say?
That's a hard question. Nah, just keep watching C2C, and we'll have more programming for you during the week. I know that for sure.
And Chris?
Yeah, thanks everyone for watching and tuning in. Great show tonight, and we should be back next week for another episode.
All right, and again, like what was said, thank you guys for watching, and commenting. Thank you, Mom, for commenting, and Christy for commenting. And I thank my fiance Sarah for helping me out with some of this. It's been a really busy week, busy day, so I appreciate her for that. And I hope everybody has a good night, good weekend, and a good week coming up. And have a good night.
Night, yo.